To the second video where we are going to create our project. Now, if you haven't created a mod, packaged it, and restarted the editor, I recommend doing that now in the previous video. Right now, we are going to start with creating our folder structure. So first, create a folder called level instances. And next, create a folder called missions. Forgot an S there. Okay, next we are going to create a level called level mod mission. And make sure you save that. Next, we are going to open the mod, and you can see that it is just a blank asset. Now, the thing we need to open is, I recommend opening the levels ladder, and we can put it up right up top. You can put it really anywhere you want, but for here, this works for now. It's totally up to you. This is where we are going to start creating some levels within our level here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up to this levels drop down, click it, and we're first going to do add existing. If you go all the way up to the content, we are going to type in L light, okay, L_light, and we are going to choose from one of these. These are some helpful pre-done levels that we can add in. I'm going to choose the daytime no fog option and add that to our current world. Great, as you can now see, we have a nice, beautiful, empty world. Next, because we are already in our levels window, we are going to create a few more things for the future of our level. Now you're going to go up and create new and select empty level. Now you need to go down to the content, and our mod exists in plugins, and then you'll see under plugins your mod. For mine, it's example map content, and you want to go down to and select level instances, the folder we just created. And from there, we are going to name this gameplay. Okay. Now, as you can see, there is now a gameplay level instance in here. Okay. Next, we're going to add one more. The same method. And we're going to call it the environment. Save. Great. Next, we are going to create a landscape. Now, one important detail is that you need to be in the persistent level for the landscape. I also recommend saving at this time so that nothing happens and you don't lose anything out. As you can see, the persistent level has now been saved and we are currently active. You can see the active by what is blue. Now I need you to go up to the left-hand corner and select the drop-down and select landscape. And here we go. Here's the landscape mode. There's two different ways to do this. The first way is to create a flat blank canvas that you can sculpt through the terrain tools. I will show you how to do that, but the way we're going to do this is going to be importing a height map. The height map that I'll use in this tutorial will be provided for you if you want to follow along exactly. But first, let's go over just creating a new one. First, okay, it's going to be landscape test MTL. So this is what you can use as a starter. And we'll do a separate video later on terrain sculpting and using the materials that we have given you to modify. Now, if you are not importing a file, then you're going to want to select a general number of components. So I just do 64, and that should give you a good starting base. Now, do not hit fill world. That is something separate. Hit create, and that will fill this in with just a flat landscape. But like I said, we are going to go with a height map. So let's switch to import from file. And here you can see it's a bit different. We're going to go in and select the PNG. And as you can see now, it has populated and filled everything in accordingly. At this point, since we've already selected and it's come over the landscape material, we can go ahead and hit import. Great. As you can see, we are now looking great. This is fantastic. We are now going to get out of there and go back to selection mode. One important step that we need to do is go in and change every one of our sublevels into always loaded. So you're going to select each one of these, go down to change streaming method and select always loaded. And especially important, you need to go in and do this for the daytime lighting. If not, the level will appear dark and you won't be able to see anything. Let's go back and add the nav. Okay. What we want to do is go into the details panel, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with, and zero out the location to get it right in the center. Now, I would recommend going back to the outliner and going and finding our nav mesh bounds volume. We will go over some folder structure that I can recommend you later, but at this moment we're just going to get everything started. So now you have that there. We can go into the transform section and start making it large enough to cover our box. This is a nav mesh that will allow AI to move around. So just from experimentation, we can go around 3000. It's a bit large. Oh. And that'll get you more than covered. Let's do 2500. I'll do 2000 each side. And then I'll cover everything. At this point, you can hit P, but as you can see, nothing happens. The reason why is we need to build the navigation. So what you want to go do is you're going to go up, and you want to go over and into the build menu and hit build paths, which is under the navigation part. Blue layer on the map. You can toggle it on and off with P, and for now we're going to leave it off. Next, in order for us to play, we have to create a few things. So first things first is going into our missions folder, okay, in our content browser, and we're going to go up and create a blueprint class. Now, all classes will be usually there. It will be there, and you need to drop it down. Now, what you're going to type in is mission, and you're going to go down until you see Kel base mission script, and you're going to go down a couple more and see BP Kel mission script base. Select that, okay, and we're going to call it BP Kel mission script, and we're going to save that. Drag that into your level. Now this is vital because this is where all the logic is going to go for your level. But we have to connect it to a few more things for us to play. So next thing is we're going to go up here and add a cinematic start encounter and drag that into the level as well. Next, we're going to go with a BP underscore cinematic start encounter sequence and add that in. Lastly, we are going to create multiple MW spawn points. So type in MW spawn and you'll see the MW spawn point here. Now this does matter for where it's located. So we're going to just put it in the middle of the map here, and we're going to duplicate it 4 more times. We have a total of 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we need to place these into our cinematic start encounter and connect them. So once you go into the cinematic start encounter, you'll see mech spawners under default. You want to add 5 to there, and we're going to just fill out the dropdowns. Pretty simple. Now, as you can see, the next thing below is cinematic sequence. We are going to select the sequence we just created. After that, we are going to go up to our mission script again. Now that we have our mission script open, all you want to do here is connect that to our cinematic start encounter. We are almost done. The last thing we have to do is create a level sequence. I've already created a level sequence folder, but right now you should create that level sequence folder, then we'll walk through the rest. Open that up, and when you want to go and you want to type in level, and you'll see under cinematics level sequence. So we're going to call it ls for level sequence underscore mod mission intro. Okay, and save that. If we double click that open and close the content browser, you're going to see that we are now in the sequencer. All we're going to do is add a fade track. And we are going to add that to 0, and at 1 second, we are going to change that to 1. Let's change that to 1, change that to 0, and save it. Close the sequencer. And now we're going to go back up to the PP cinematic start sequence encounter. And we're going to go down until we see at the very bottom gameplay sequence, and under that is sequence asset. So we're going to go in here and select our mod mission intro. Great. So now we have that. I would recommend saving. Now what we need to do is one final step before we can play. We are going to go up and hit edit on our BPKEL mission script. We're going to go into our event graph, and we are going to get event start mission. Okay. Now that we have event start mission, what you want to do is you're going to click on it, right click, and go to add call to parent function. Okay. This is going to make sure everything runs properly. Next, what I want you to do is right click and type in start encounter. So you're going to get start encounter. From here, you're going to resolve the soft reference. Okay. And then you're going to cast to cinematic start encounter. Okay. Organize this a little bit. From here, our goal is to know when this finishes so that we can start any type of content after this, like playing the level or having enemies spawn, etc. So we're going to pull off of as cinematic start encounter, and we're going to bind event on finished. There we go. Bind event on finished. Okay. From here, you pull off of the event and type in create event. Okay. Now this will create an event that we so deem. We want to select create a matching event here. This will create a custom event for us that is connected there. So let's call it mod mission start. Okay, so here is the start of our level. Perfect. Now you do need to go up and compile everything. Okay, that means we are done here. We're gonna go back into our level. Okay, we do have to go into our window up top, and we have to go into our world settings. Now what we need to do is we have to override our current non-game override into our test mode. So what you can do, it's going to be called BP_kel mission script test mode. Okay, now that is done. Right beside the play button, if you go far to the right a little bit, you'll select these 3 buttons. Now you want to go down and select our BP_kel mission script. Now that we have the final things set up, let's hit play. It may take a little bit on your first time, but as you can see, we have yourself in the level. Press P to power up, and we can change that so that you do not need to start up your mech. But as you can see, you walk around and fire everything. You have light, and you have your allies as well. Success. Now if you do want to change that startup so you don't have to power up, what you want to do is go to the cinematic start encounter and just turn that to on, initial power state, and save that out. And we can press play again, and you are on and playing. And you have your ally mechs moving now as well. We're going to stop there, and we'll continue on with creating the objectives in the next video.